And with me to discuss this some more now is Takin, a senior petroleum analyst with the Center for Global Energy Studies right here in London, a man with actually more than 25 experience in the oil industry. So no better person to ask about the implications of the Gulf of Mexico oil spill for the industry as a whole.
Well, there will be, of course, there has been already a knee-jerk reaction, very rapid response. President Obama says freeze on drilling for 6 months and so on. But the industry is coming back now. You have had comments already, even from the administration, definitely by the judge in New Orleans, and the industry saying that we have to be careful and not go extreme. So I think there will be an impact because of this. It's natural. An event has happened. It's a tragic event. So it is making headlines. So all the operators themselves look at the procedures, how they complete wells, where they put the casing, where they do this and that, safety procedures, before they go further. As well as regulators in the U.S., they have already issued this and that to do this.
It's natural
so there will be
of course,
a response. But I don't think really it would have a major impact. It would be like a little hiccup, and then it will get on. And
so you don't think that regulation and control on deep water exploration will become considerably tighter?
It will become tighter. But the industry can manage. You see, we have gone through these unfortunate accidents. The industry has gone through these higher and higher complicated technological and environmental situations, deep water, etc., over about 100 years. And each time, of course, when they pass one stage, or someone was saying a paradigm shift, they can manage. The industry has the flexibility. Of course, if you look 5 years ahead, there will be less supply than this hadn't occurred. But beyond that, I think the industry will catch up.
And just to put this into some context for us, Manager, how important is deep water drilling or exploration to the industry's ability to meet global demands for oil?
It is a significant one. You see, the deep water today is probably about 6.5 million barrels per day of oil production, and about 1.3 equivalent barrels per day million of gas. And so that's a significant quantity. You have 70 million barrels per day, 6.5 million out of 70 is a significant one. But more important is that the outlook for the future supply in the next 5 and 10, 15 years is expected to come more contribution from deep, very deep waters. Offshore Brazil, offshore West Africa, as well as Gulf of Mexico. Huge reserves have been discovered, especially in Brazil. Maybe 100, even some people say 150 billion barrels. More than the size of Kuwait reserves have been discovered in offshore deep water, offshore Brazil, and so on. So for the future, very deep offshore
so there is a limit really to how much they can regulate this, because...
No, they will regulate. But you're asking about the contribution that deep water, very deep water can make. It can make a great significant contribution. At present, I tell you, it's about 6.5 out of 70. But in the coming years, it will be greater and greater because of these reserves which have already been discovered. And the technology, I'm sure, they would result in more discoveries. But bringing those onto a stream, that is really the issue, that there will be a hiccup, there will be a slowdown.
And I wonder if the cost of deep water exploration will increase in the Gulf of Mexico and possibly elsewhere as a result of this.
It will increase, but again, it is not going to be a significant point. You see, in the UK North Sea in 1988, there was a disaster in Piper Alpha. 160 people or so were killed. And there was a review, a slowdown and a review, safety review, the Lord Cullen report, and so on and so forth. And they had about 100 or 200 specific points that the operators have to do this, not to do this, have this equipment. And that slowdown by about a year or so resulted also a cost going up.
Yes.
But it wasn't significant.
So the cost will go up for a little while.
If you talk about $30, people talk about $80 for the present cost, which is exaggeration. The cost of deep water is not more than $40, $30, $40. That will be $2 or $3 more, and that's it.
Manager Takin, thank you so much.